So, welcome everybody. I am here with Danielle Dow. This is a podcast for really passionate women, entrepreneurial women, even stay at home moms that really have a drive and a passion in life to really focus on their purpose, their healing, and diving into what it means to be your whole self. And so we've got a special guest today, and I have a huge smile on my face if you're listening to this, because this special guest is actually one of my dearest and closest friends. So, this special guest, her name is Alyssa Cohen. Alyssa is a mom to three absolutely phenomenal kids. She's a somatic therapist, a true healer. You know, she's helped me heal through our friendship, which is quite amazing. And she's been working in the field of holistic health for over 25 years. Her somatic approach to healing is one that helps people with chronic dis-ease. I'm reading some of this from her website. So she's got the word disease in two parts because it's just that. It's us not feeling at ease with our true composition, our true way of being that we're meant to be in. And she helps people with pain and trauma. So it's this is really deep stuff, folks, and I know the people listening are ready to hear this. They're ready to explore these topics. And Alyssa has also created what's called the Life Transformation Intensive, and I'll let her tell us about that as well. So in today's topic, we're looking at meditation as medicine. How can we use meditation um, as a healing, as a treatment for ourselves? And personally, meditation has been one of the biggest components in my own transformation and healing process. But this podcast is not about me. It's about us hearing from Alyssa and really all three of us with Danielle talking about our journey in meditation and how we use it as medicine.
So, Alyssa, welcome. Welcome
Thank
to our
you.
podcast. We're so happy you're here with us.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be with both of you and to talk about meditation, which is something I'm so passionate about. And, when I hear from people who come to talk to me often say, well, I tried meditation and, it helped me relax a little bit, but it didn't change my world. And this is something that I hear frequently, especially because I'm a little calmer when I meditate, and maybe I'm a little bit less irritable. But the most people who pick up a meditation app, and there's amazing meditation apps now. You can be led, by so many different people, so many different choices. So people, at a time that people have so much access to meditation, the way I see it, there's a gap between the initial benefits, which people can achieve by learning how to slow their minds and those basic things, becoming calmer, maybe sleeping better, just generally feeling a little bit better. But for people who have, more intense struggles, how to take that, 15, 20-minute meditation app and actually make it into something that could be a form of medicine, there's quite a gap there. And so I hoped that maybe we could talk about that, because I think at this point, probably your, listeners will be a bit familiar with, the more accessible benefits of meditation, because so many people are talking about it, which is fantastic. When we started this, even Donna and I used to sing mantra music together. And, at that, which we loved, and it's a form of meditation. And at that time, even then, 10, 12 years ago, it was still so much less general awareness than there is right now. Right now, meditation to me, is a relatively household word. Most people who are interested have dabbled a little bit. So then the question becomes, what's next? What happens and why does it happen? How can some people say, like, meditation helped me heal depression, and some people say, yeah, I'm a bit more there's a big difference in terms of what people are claiming it helps them with. And so I don't think that it's that you haven't found the right technique necessarily. I think we need a little bit of philosophy, firstly, to understand, how it can be so transformative. So I would propose a little bit of philosophy to understand, and then, a little bit of examples of how this can actually happen. So first, philosophically, most people perceive themselves as I am having this experience. I am sad, I am angry, I am whatever, I'm in pain of one kind or another. And what they don't perceive is that, the individual, we're made up of so many of us. So I, Alyssa, am sitting here in front of my computer screen talking to you about meditation. But simultaneously there are other aspects of me that may be doing other things, not because I'm mentally ill and have a split personality, because that's another thing people think when you tell them this. No, but because even in the most healthy people, there are so many different aspects of ourselves. And when we meditate, we get to see what's happening from what we call witness consciousness. So this is the muscle that gets trained to observe what's happening within the body-mind as we're sitting and breathing. And that muscle, like anything else you exercise, until you start using that muscle, most people don't have it. And so there's a kind of discernment that begins to happen when we start watching ourselves with an open curiosity, when there's a sensation in the body and we can observe it, be with it, inquire around and within it, as though there's an aspect of ourselves that needs something, and that's being spoken through the mental or the physical symptom. So that is, when we start to perceive ourselves like that, then meditation becomes not actually the solution, but the tool with which to care for ourselves in the way we don't know that we need care. Because the things that need care are repressed and being expressed through the symptoms. So I came to this work, through practicing homeopathy. I'm trained as a homeopath. And I saw that people would come and tell me all their symptoms. And they may know that there's a little stress in their life or whatever, but they didn't really understand like what's under these symptoms. And that's where I began to focus. I became fascinated with all these people with, and some of them similar patterns of symptoms, like what is under that is giving rise to this expression of symptoms. And so right there in the homeopathic consults, I started bringing in some of this somatic therapy to try and teach people to listen to their symptoms as though the symptoms are trying to talk to them, which is relatively simple if you have a random one-off symptom. But when you have a complex condition, and this may be going on for many years, it becomes very subtle and not so easy to listen. It's not just, oh, I don't eat gluten or don't eat sugar. It's so much more complicated. But the practice is the same no matter where you're starting. If you're a healthy person or you're in some sort of pain, disease, trauma, struggle, that for everybody, the process is learning to be with ourselves.